Welcome to another episode of Acts of the Blood God, an independent RPG podcast. I'm your host, Kat Bailey. Joining me, as always, my lovely co-host, Nadia Oxford.
Well, here I am, despite Poe's meows of protest.
Our fourth co-host, Poe.
He's here
Just
somewhere.
can't wait for his turn.
Oh, there he
He's
is.
there he is. Where's Poe? Meow.
The
There we
people
go.
should always be asking, "Where's Poe?"
If he's not in the room, they should be asking, where's Poe?
Amid those meows of protests is our equally lovely co-host, Eric Van Allen.
Hi, hello, and here's Poe. Look at him.
Aw, it's
Aw.
a tiny boy.
He's so cute.
So sad.
He's a little baby. Yeah. All right.
We'll
you got
be
your
trying to
attention.
play Magic, and Poe will just walk over everything and be like, Poe, no, you can't make a move. Oh, God.
Yeah, he's walked on the cards a few times. Aw.
Yes, he's trusting in the heart of the cards.
Aw,
But,
as should
yes,
we all.
as should we all. This week, we'll be recapping the Nintendo Direct Partner Showcase that took place earlier this week and all the storylines and controversies therein. There were a lot of RPGs as well. Nadia was playing one of them because it was a demo. It was the Adventures of Elliot, the Millennium Tales. So we're going to get her impressions of that one. But before we get to all of that, first, if you enjoy the show, please consider supporting us on patreon.com/bloodgutpod. $5 a month gets you the show ad-free and access to our newsletter, which is now on the Patreon because MailChimp is bad. That's what it amounts to. But every Thursday, you can see Nadia's full thoughts on everything that's happening in the world of RPGs or whatever she happens to be playing, or just a random pit at any given time. So, and if you can't get that into your mailbox, well, hey, you can go straight to the Patreon to be able to check it out. Nadia, what'd you write about this week?
I actually wrote a little bit about the Adventures of Elliot and its connection to Adventures of Mana, hence the name. Everyone's making fun of the name Elliot, but I think it's all right. But anyway, we'll talk a little bit about how I like the game here. But I'm usually talking about just like anything that comes to mind that's bloggy, that might be a game review that I was playing, it might be, a retro review, it might be a thought about something else, and also it comes with news bits and a recommendation for an RPG soundtrack of the week. So listen and read, and that's all that for $5. That's I'd buy that for $5.
And at the $10 level, you get access to the Pantheon of the Blood God. And actually, there's a Pantheon poll happening as we speak. It looks like it may be Mother 3's time at last, Nadia.
Finally.
It's way ahead of the other options. And so...
took off like a rocket.
her-
Like I put up the the Pantheon poll last night, and just like the minute I had it live, people were just slamming that Mother 3 button.
Anthrax in
Yeah.
the chat. We're not ready to do Linda Cubed. All right, that's we got to be in the right headspace for Linda Cubed.
We've had Mother 3 in the Pantheon poll many times, and this is when it looks like it's finally going to win. So that looks like the next one. Trails in the Sky SC is this coming week, and it'll be including special guest Jason Schreier, who's a noted fan of the Trails series. He's going to be on in the second part of that episode to talk about its impact on RPGs and help us decide whether it deserves to be in the Pantheon. And finally, we're doing a side quest. The current side quest topic is Magic the Gathering. We've been hanging out with our friends, playing Magic, doing drafts. We did an Edge of Eternities game this past week with Jesse Vitelli. That was super fun. So please go check that out on Twitch and look forward to that episode early next month. Whew. Okay, that was a lot.
You did it.
Yeah, I think that's all the housekeeping. Obviously go get some merch at shop.bloodgodpod.com where you can get like mugs and everything. Cool hoodie. I told you the story. Shout out to the person I met at the airport who said, "Cool hoodie." And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm wearing my hoodie." And I'm like, "That's my podcast." And they're like, "What?" And then they went and looked it up on Spotify and subscribed on the spot. Welcome to
Nice.
you.
Thank you.
I
airport
hope you
friend.
liked the episode. Also, if you want that cool hoodie, shop.bloodcodpod.com. Very comfy. I wear it everywhere. It's like my uniform now. And finally, this week's Star of Destiny is Stargazer. Thanks so much for your support.
Thank you,
rock.
Stargazer. We appreciate you.
Okay, this week we had a Nintendo partner showcase, and we saw a ton of Switch 2 RPGs that are incoming, some ports, some new. Notably absent a couple of games that have been rumored for a while. One was Metaphor Refantagio. It's not received a Switch 2 announcement. I mean, it feels like it's going to happen at some point, but not this time.
Yet.
Also, Baldur's Gate 3 remains missing in action, which you would think that would be coming to Switch 2, but it is not. What we did get, I'll just go down the list real fast, and then we can talk about them individually. First, we got Monster Hunter Stories 3, which was the thing that I was the most excited about. We can talk about that in a little bit. Nadia's honking the horn. Hyrule Warriors: Age of Imprisonment. Thank you. The Adventures of Elliot: The Millennial Tales. Millennium Tales.
Millennial Tales.
I lost my cell phone again. I flushed it down the toilet.
Elliot's just a disaffected millennial. It has a lot of nostalgia for Avatar: The Last Airbender.
His potions are avocado toast. Yeah.
Yes.
The entire
everybody's constantly going, "What's wrong with Elliot?"
He's trying to
he's
trying to buy a house.
Millennials?
That's his RPG quest. He's trying to own a house.
Gen Z folks making fun of him all the time. Elliot's sad about that.
You do the millennial pause. What?
Elliot went through so many. All the catastrophes. Elliot remembers the 2008 financial collapse very well.
And
I'm sorry,
he has student
just
debt.
leading into this energy.
Elliot specifically remembers where he was on September 11, 2001.
Yeah. Okay.
Elliot saw his powers fall.
Elliot has a Pokemon card collection in the attic.
Yeah. He actually got his cards back out during COVID and then started like selling them on the internet, on eBay.
Guy's a millionaire. Good for him.
Okay. Well, we've got our TikTok for the week. This is good. Octopath Traveler 0, which was controversial. We'll talk about that in a little bit. And then Yakuza Kiwami and Kiwami 2. And Persona 3, Reload, and Final Fantasy Tactics got a release date. Whew. Okay, that's a lot of RPGs. But let's start with the Monster Hunter Stories 3. Nadia, noted Monster Hunter Stories fan. This direct was kind of for you, wasn't it?
Yeah, I was surprised to see not only Monster Hunter Stories 3, but also they really changed up the aesthetic, making it a lot less of the cutesy kind of chibi look, which is a little bit of a shame because I love the chibi-fied monsters they have going on, but also I understand why they maybe want to get an older audience in, and I understand why. It's actually a very compelling game, and it's I guess people want to stay. Capcom wants people to see it more than Pokemon for babies.
It's still a very successful game, especially in Japan.
I believe
the Monster Hunter Stories games are very popular over there. I don't remember the sales numbers. They hit hard.
That's good to hear. Yeah, because it's a good alternative. The way I put it in the newsletter is like if you kind of want a more Pokemon style game and not like beating an animal over the head for a handful of scales, it's more about like getting along with the monsters, riding on them, being partners. This whole thing has a story about some Rathalos, I don't know, but looking forward to it.
You're riding the Rathalos.
It's always a Rathalos. The Pikachu of monsters.
You're riding the Rathalos.
Yeah.
We love Rathalos.
I tried to like Monster Hunter Stories too. I think the art style did turn me off a little bit. I was kind of going, I don't know, this is cute and everything, but it's missing something. So the aging it up a little bit speaks to me. It's still cel shaded, so it doesn't have. It's still a little cartoonier than the Monster, for example, Monster Hunter Wilds. But I I'm definitely, this is the one that stood out to me the most out of all of the announcements. So
Yeah.
I'm definitely keeping an eye on that one. Eric, what's your take?
All Monster Hunter stories. I'm just glad they're making more. I've never played one of them, but I think it's a sign that
You probably like it.
continued support from Capcom for the Switch. It's always good. I feel like Capcom was out there very early with the Switch. They had Kinitsugami on Switch 2, and that was a lot of people played that game for the first time on Switch 2, I imagine, and it's a good game. More people should play it. And sounds like they're just continuing to roll out interesting and neat games. So I'm cool with that.
There was supposed to be. There's rumors going around about Mega Man's. There's gonna be a Mega Man reveal. Everyone's gonna happen. But then again, they've been saying this for the past
I was gonna say
20
yeah.
years. I don't know. One day,
Mega
one
Man
day.
13, is that what we're up to?
Mega Man. We'd be up to Mega Man 12, but I'm looking for Mega Man X game. I'll take a Mega Man game.
Okay.
I'll take anything.
But you want X.
Yes.
It would be X9, X10?
It would be X9, but it's been 20 plus years since the last X game, so I don't know what they're gonna call it.
If X9 happened, would you want it to be more in the style of X4, for example? Or is that what you'd be looking for?
I love an X Metroidvania game. There's a fan game out there that they're working on called
Oh.
Corruption, and it looks really good. Like, that's the thing I'm looking forward to now, because there's nothing else to look forward to. But it'd also be good to just have like a straightforward, really good looking sprite-based platformer again. And I could see a Mega Man X game selling really well if it just did that.
The X series could work pretty well in a roguelike context.
Yeah, I'd deal with that.
Yeah. Next up, The Adventures of Elliot, the Millennium Tales, or Millennial Tales. And Nadia, you've already played it, and you were talking a little bit about how it compares to the Mana series. Yeah. Noted Mana expert, Nadia Oxford. Talk us through it.
Indeed. Yeah, so Kat, have you ever played Adventures of Mana or Final Fantasy?
Nope.
Not even Final Fantasy Adventure as a kid on the
I
Game
have
Boy?
played Final Fantasy Adventure, yeah.
So that's basically Adventures of Mana, what they call it these days. And yeah, Adventures of Elliot, as you would probably guess by the name, is very much a spiritual successor to that. Because you've got, first of all, you got a character who looks like a red mage, like from the Final Fantasy series, but there is a famous red mage character in Adventures of Mana, so I'm guessing he's just kind of, Elliot's kind of a salute to him. But otherwise, the thing that kind of strikes me the most when I played this demo is, okay, first of all, you can go anywhere. Obviously, it's a demo, so it's a contained area, but the king tells you, okay, some beast people are doing stupid things, go kill the beast people. And you can go straight to your objective. You can also go to a lot of the little dungeons and caves and stuff like that, dotting the area, and find like shrines and whatnot that give you more life, more health, whatever. But also, the thing that makes Adventures of Mana distinct from, say, Zelda is that you can collect a lot of weapons in Adventures of Mana. And in this game, you start with a sword, and they also you can also find a chainsicle, which is a characteristic weapon of Adventures of Mana / Final Fantasy Adventure. So when I got that, I said, "Oh, okay, I get this now. I know what they're doing. They're doing Adventures of Mana specifically." And people say, "Oh, it's Ys or oh, it's Zelda." Yes, but it's really, really, really Adventures of Mana, which means we could really expect a game that, yes, does have puzzles, but is also very heavy on the combat. And so far, there's some problems. For example, there's a fairy character who won't shut up. And if that fairy character doesn't shut up, they're going to have a problem. So I think, but they're doing a survey, Team Asano, like they always do. And they take those surveys very seriously most of the time. So I'm sure they'll do something about her. But otherwise, yeah, I'm really enjoying what they have here. And if anyone could do it, it's Team Asano. So Godspeed.
It looks pretty, and I know that HD 2D hits a certain kind of way for a large audience. I like the design of Elliot himself, our aging, disaffected millennial. He's doing great. Or there, the fairy. Maybe I'm a little less so. When you get the little voice clip in the Nintendo Direct where she's like, "I'm a fairy."
Fairy, no kidding.
That was the
I'm
best
like,
part.
oh,
was they were
good.
like, this is her. She's a fairy. And then she's like, I'm a fairy. And it's like immediately repeating the information. I was like, good. That's good.
I think I
That's
saw
good
people making fun
teaching.
of that
Yeah.
on
You're really
TikTok.
selling me on this concept here.
I'm unclear on what kind of magical creature they are. Can you repeat yourself?
Say it again. Say it more shrilly. The higher pitch, please.
As high as you can, honestly. Ooh. All right.
Oh no, it's Miss Bumbleflower.
Sorry, it's a pre-show gag.
Don't you know?
Pre-show. Don't you know? Pre-show. If you want
tapped
all the
for
pre-show
3 mana.
jokes, come and join us.
Ooh, it's a blue. Command tower.
Next up, Octopath Traveler 0.
Let's go. Let's go,
Which-
baby.
Is
see how many
not
people?
a port of the mobile game.
Whoa.
It's a new RPG built from the ground up. Here's what the official description is. Start from zero in a personal quest of restoration and retribution. In this prequel to the first Octopath Traveler, journey to stop powerful villains using fast-paced turn-based combat. For the first time in the series, play through the eyes of your own custom protagonist and rebuild your hometown. With over 30 recruitable party members, an engaging story, and all new features and returning core elements like the iconic HD 2D graphics and the break and boost battle system, players embark on a journey of their own creation when Octopath Traveler 0 arrives for Switch 2 and Switch on December 4th. Well, folks, we have a strong contender for one of the better RPGs of the year.
Let's go.
For Axe the Blood God, Nadia and Eric, noted Octopath Traveler fans on Axe the Blood God. Your reactions, please, Eric.
I'm really excited. It's a weird situation. They came out and clarified, so it's not a port of the mobile game. It is going to largely take a lot of writing and story beats from the mobile game and bring them into this to kind of build both a new story and a new game. So there's a lot of ideas there that were present in the mobile game or in some way, but they're expanded on. Obviously, the gacha system is taken out. It sounds like there will be fewer characters. So the mobile game was Champions of the Continent or something like that.
Yeah.
And it sounds like there are fewer overall characters than there were in Champions of the Continent, but a lot of the big story beats that I know people really liked from the mobile Octopath game do sound like they might be in there. It's been kind of hard to gauge. I imagine we'll learn more as we get closer to release date because it is coming out this year. It is a this year game, which really surprised me. But I think a lot of the stuff they're showing, like the 8-player battles, looks really cool. That's something that Octopath has always experimented with in the past. Usually it's kind of just a cool thing that they do near the end for some of the larger battles to incorporate the entire party and have that moment of like you are the Octopath now. But incorporating it from the start, especially if you have a big party, is really cool. And it plays with the boost system very well, having that vanguard and the rear guard. I really like town building. I've always said this: if you want to make your RPG really good, like just elevate it a little bit. It's like building a town is like the garlic of RPG. You know, it's never going to go amiss, and honestly, hard to overdo it too. Even when you overdo it, people are like, "I do love garlic." So like that is
description.
It's exactly. I was trying to think. I was like, what's the ingredient that is this? It's garlic.
So it's like Dragon Quest Builders 2, the equivalent of going somewhere like the Stinking Rose, where it's just all garlic all the time.
It's getting like the garlic bread that like you can't. It's not even like, oh, you can't kiss somebody because your mouth smells like garlic or whatever. It's like you can't be around yourself because of how much you reek.
No, your mouth is. You can taste
garlicky.
it on your breath.
Yeah, like you're gonna go work out the next morning and you're gonna sweat and you're gonna smell garlic because it's coming out of your pores. But oh, it's delicious garlic. It's so good. And so I think everything about Octopath 0 looks really, really cool. I love the ideas they're working with. I love that we're getting just a new one of these. And it's actually setting a really interesting precedent. This is the other point I wanted to make. And I'll shout out Imran Khan, who was kind of talking about this on social media. the repurposing of these mobile games. So we had kind of a stretch of time where a lot of companies, especially in Japan, were doing a lot of mobile game spin-offs or mobile game spin-ups of different titles, different IP, either original or based off of something. And a lot of them have gone by the wayside because that's just the nature of modern live service games, right?
Yeah.
This sets an interesting
Especially
precedent.
mobile.
Oh, yeah. Sets an interesting precedent that, hey, you can take those are all great assets. They're all really good stuff. Repackage, repurpose. Again, this is like taking the garlic bread out the next day, putting it in the air fryer, and now you've got a nice little tasty lunch for yourself.
Look
And
what
so
Nintendo did with Mario Kart. They took
exactly.
the tour tracks.
I think it sets an interesting precedent for games like Nier Reincarnation, which was a huge entry in the Nier series, had really important story beats in there that went offline. There's actually a new story that is probably not in our random encounters. Kazudaka Kodaka, who is the writer of Danganronpa, recently announced that he's spinning up a doujin group, like literally like a fan works group. It is all completely fan driven. He's spinning it up to finish the story of Tribe 9 with other fan authors who want to finish the story of Tribe 9, the like mobile game that they spun up and almost immediately spun down. But he was like, I really love this story. I want to see it told. And so we're just going to create fan works, and also you are welcome to join it. You are welcome to take part in this universe too, which is the most Kadaka thing ever. And honestly, Kadaka's just on his hero arc, and I love it. But all of this being said, I think Octopath Zero looks fantastic. I'm so in the mood for a good Octopath RPG with some town building elements, with lots of great like characters and party composition stuff and some good story and the graphics and all that. It looks incredible. I cannot wait.
That's awesome. I will say that I'm less of a fan of Octopath Traveler in this group. However, I was immediately, two things grabbed my attention and made me think maybe this is the one I'll play. One is the fact that I can make my own protagonist. Cool. Another is that I can rebuild my hometown. Also
Yeah,
cool.
that's kind of cool.
It's very
Yeah,
bravely default.
Yes.
Yeah.
If it has town building aspects, any kind of simulation layer to me, it always grabs my attention. Anything that grounds me in the world, where gives me some more investment in it, I think is something that I will enjoy. And I will give Octopath Traveler credit for having a banging soundtrack, and also a really good battle system, honestly. So I can understand why so many people have really fallen in love with it, including my two dear co-hosts.
And the story of two is so good. Like
Two is just so good.
I genuinely
I wanna
think
play it again.
those individual character stories are pretty good. They range in quality, I will say. But the way it's told and the twists and turns, the final bosses of each arc for each of the 8 Octopath Travelers are so good. Like Nadia, you remember was it Casti and her final battle in the rain?
I was just thinking about that.
So it's
that was
like
a
maybe
crazy battle.
it might be like an all-time greatest RPG boss fight for me. It is that good.
A great example of like gameplay really intertwining with story, intertwining with music. It's perfect.
And then Hikari's final boss is just the most like epic fight, like multi-stage and stuff like that. Partitio's last fight, Partitio's whole story is so good. We love Partitio.
Great.
We
good.
love
Everybody
Partitio.
loves Partitio.
Yeah.
What a game.
The big port that was announced is part of the direct was Persona 3 Reload, which great. I think a lot of people were expecting this one to come over. Fans of Axe of the Blood God will recall that I wrapped up a whole journey this week in GeckoCon, which was a lot of fun, and The ending was quite lovely. There's a lot to recommend this game if you haven't played it. It's a fantastic remake. And so it's great to see it on Switch 2. But it was not without controversy, because once again, as one of the underlying storylines around the Switch 2, and I think this particularly impacts RPG fans, is game key cards, which a lot of RPGs, like boutique RPGs, release very large, limited edition collector sets for people to pre-order bonuses, that kind of thing, because RPG fans, we like our tchotchkes. We like our cool boxes.
We were there for working designs. We know what we like.
Yeah, we're all about those soundtracks that come along with them.
The punching dolls.
And what even is the point if you're going to get a box with a code? That's what it amounts to. It's just a code. Because if the servers are turned off, your game key card is worthless. And I got a lot of stuff in my house as it is. And I don't need a box for the sake of having a box.
Exactly.
I'm getting a physical game so that I can have the game whenever I want. And I'm just not a big fan of game key cards, unfortunately. I don't like to lean into the outrage, but I think Nintendo deserves some criticism for this. And I know why they're doing it. I know they're pushing us toward more of a digital approach, but I've got several physical Switch games sitting on my desk right now, and I really liked that I could just plug it into my Switch and have it there. So
I agree.
Yeah, frustrating.
I think another reason Nintendo's doing this, they're really testing the waters in terms of they're offering one size of key card, and that's 64 gigs. I can't remember the exact size, but it's expensive, and it's the only size they're offering. It's not like the Switch where they had different sizes. And I've been hearing that the key cards have been selling quite badly. Like, as you say, Kat, people are just not happy. Like, I admit I download almost everything these days. I would only get
Me too.
I only get solid copies when my husband insists on going out and getting one. But I understand why people aren't happy about this. It's, as you say, what's the point of going out and getting a box? Hooray, a box! At this point,
it's very 2010s.
It is.
In that Nintendo, I think, is trying to curtail the reseller market where they're not getting as much money from. But Experience Share, our old pals who have supported the Trans Lifeline charity stream in the past, I like going over there, and they have a very large Switch physical collection, and grabbing things like there was a Pocky and Rocky, a new Pocky and Rocky game, like random shmups, that kind of thing. And I like being able to just kind of impulse buy while I'm there and then have them around. It feels like I can do that less. Now, the nice thing is the Switch 2 does have backwards compatibility, so you can still play all of these older games. So it's not, a complete disaster, but it is frustrating. Eric, I saw you kind of chuckling or making faces.
I'm
while I was
biting
talking
my
about
tongue
this.
and trying to find the best way to say what I'm going to say.
Okay.
Don't kill me, please.
Eric, game key card supporter over here.
No. I think game key cards are stupid, but I think they're stupid for a different reason.
Okay.
So here's the thing. I buy all my games digitally these days. And also, I think Nintendo already shot themselves in the foot by creating what might be the most hideous game box design I've ever seen.
Yeah, it's pretty nasty.
The history
Why?
of video games. Red bar was bad. You didn't need to do red bar. Like, I don't know. Stop doing red bar. Look at why. That's so much real estate at the top. The weird thing is, Kat, correct me if I'm wrong, I believe the red bar is on the box art. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not on the actual box, but for some reason there's just a giant red band at the top, which normally also aren't red bands supposed to be like, hey, this is not for children. Don't buy this. It's the red band trailer.
guess.
So Donkey Kong's getting lewd up in here.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, it's banana. But
Oh,
I
all
like
the
having more art.
that's such a good oh, that box
Yeah,
art's
Look at
so
this.
good.
You got the logo in the corner.
That's
That's
perfect.
perfect.
It's yeah. We covered it. So that being said, I buy all my stuff digital. So game key cards at first, I was like, why does everyone care? Like I buy all my games digital. Who cares? I do think the longer this has gone on, a few things have kind of risen to the top for me. Number one, like you said, it does force us into situations where you have to buy digital and it is limited to online. Now we've seen in the past, now if you have like Concord had discs, that doesn't mean you can put Concord in your PS5 right now and play Concord. If you try to do that, it won't boot up. Same with what was the Platinum game that closed? Babylon's Fall. Same thing with that. It'll be the same thing with Anthem when Anthem closes.
Anthem. I was about to say Anthem is
R.I.P.
closing.
Yeah, in
Forever
January,
soon.
I think, or something like that. Yeah, it'll be the
Yeah,
same thing.
I saw. What's funny is I was at Best Buy buying the Switch 2. I saw a boxed copy of Anthem sitting there, and I was like,
Holy crap.
"You even play that still?"
Um,
It's just right there
Wow.
at the checkout line. Maybe somebody bought it.
So there's that. I think my thing with game key cards is that it's really bad for preservational purposes, and it circles back to something we were talking about
Terrible.
on the retro handhelds episode. Our industry's bad at preserving its own legacy. We don't really have a Library of Congress. Have any games been entered in the Library of Congress? I would love to know that info if somebody
Yes.
in chat would like.
Mario
Yeah.
Brothers.
I
The
can't
original
remember what
Mario
that-
Brothers.
The original
I'm gonna
Mario
look
Brothers
this
in
up.
the Library of Congress.
Games that are very significant. So I'm looking it up now. Okay. Yes, the Library of Congress has video games, according to the Library of Congress.
Also, okay,
Literally,
this is
Library of
pure
Congress.
It has
ignorance.
around
Sure.
3,000. It has 3,000 games.
Okay,
and
well,
that
then
was 6
shouts out
years
to the
ago.
Library of Congress. I wasn't familiar with your game.
Yeah.
But we as an industry are not good at that. And I also say that because the change that happened in physical media for movies and music, right? That all went digital. You don't really buy physical movies, or if you do, it's a boutique thing, right? And that's kind of where games are heading right now, is that a lot of things are going digital unless you want like a really boutique item. And the annoying thing is that sometimes now you even still get, okay, you got the boutique, collector's edition of Trails in the Sky FC remake or whatever, but it doesn't, I don't know if that one specifically comes with a game key card or not, but like I'm just using an example of an upcoming game. Final Fantasy 17. Final Fantasy 17 comes out eventually when we're all dead probably. And it doesn't have a game key card in it for the Switch 10. It's like it's just a code. It's just a little slip of paper or whatever. And that's been happening for a while. It will probably continue to happen. But that kind of sucks because we don't have the same resources being put up there to stream things, to have readily available access to historical works. A lot of it is still pay gated in so many ways. I have been really enjoying, because I did a lot of subscription service cutting when I was, working off freelance and before I was employed. Now I'm gainfully employed again. I'm probably not going to resub though. And I was finding out there's so many ways to just watch stuff for free that aren't even like the haha sail the high seas stuff. It's like there's a lot of services that just do free streaming with ads and stuff like that. And there's different ways. And I've been going back through like classic movies. I watched Thief, the James Caan movie, the other night. It was great. I didn't have to pay a dime. It was excellent.
I did that the other day with Tubi. I watched Paranorman for the first time. It's a great movie.
Yeah, stuff
I
like
just throw
Tubi
stuff on
and all that.
YouTube.
Yeah.
There's so much free content out there. It's ridiculous.
And if you have, I know this is a sub service, but if you have YouTube Premium, which you might, there's so many free movies on there. And we have Game Pass and NSO. That's really about it. And there's not a great service for, and those only go so far
And
and
Game
cover
Pass
so
is
many
bad.
games. Yeah. And
Excuse me. PSN has games too.
That's true.
They
I never
keep-
collect them, but they do.
they keep chasing the like drive of wanting to do, or at least Game Pass does, wanting to have modern games. You can play the newest games on Game Pass. There's some efforts to do historical preservation there, and Xbox, I will give them some flowers for this. We're good about this for a while. I don't feel like they have been lately.
No.
Yeah, they kind of shut that initiative down a while ago.
And NSO has updates every now and then. Mario Paint with the mouse controls on Switch 2 is freaking awesome. I was playing Mario Paint the other night with Switch 2 mouse controls. It was sick as hell. I want to see more of that, because that is ultimately the concern I have with game key cards, is that there's nothing happening to keep those things around, and those cartridges are exploding. Those batteries are getting old. The hardware to play them on is going away, and then you wonder why people support like ROM sites and stuff like that. It's because it gets to the point where the only reasonable way is to do things like that. So that is my ultimate concern with game key cards, and why I don't like them, is because it feels like it is going to slowly erode our history, and not for the high end. You know, your Donkey Kong Bonanzas, your Legend of Zeldas will stay playable in some way, but like your middle tier games, how am I going to play Harvestella in 10 years? I hope I still can.
Yeah,
I hope I still
Harvestella.
can. I hope the Diofield Chronicles
is
still playable 10 years from now.
I got my old copy of Valkyrie Profile, and I have to work pretty hard to find hardware that can play it on. I think there's a mobile game version out there, but those can get delisted so fast. It's hard. It's tough. On the flip side, there is maybe a more positive thing, I suppose you could say, is very Japanese developed RPG heavy stream. And it's reflective of just the Switch has made seemingly a conscious decision to corner the market on Japanese developed RPGs. And you know what? I'm here for it. That's why the original Switch was one of my favorite consoles of all time. Had kind of all my favorite games in one place. Kind of blew my mind that I could play Final Fantasy 1 through 12 except for 11 on the Switch 1.
Can you imagine if they put 11 on the Switch 1? That'd be crazy. That'd be so good.
Victor would be there day one.
Victor would ascend.
We know Victor would ascend into heaven.
Victor would experience a Nirvana
so happy.
we can only dream of
in
that moment.
Yes. His long last. You know how like Evangelion they open the gate.
Yeah, all the angels are flying around, and Victor is in like a giant like Ava Unit 01 and just like ascending. Did Cat freeze?
I think Cat ascended.
Oh my god, Cat's third impacting. I know I've let you down. This is so funny. Normally I would rant. Normally I'd be like, oh, we should just continue a conversation, wait for Kat to reconnect. But no, this is so much funnier. Oh my gosh.
The timing was just too good.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, no, it's screenshot. Yeah.
We don't even know what happened. For all we knew, a nuclear bomb went off in that part of the world.
Kat's
We're laughing
point,
about it.
To Kat's point, I do agree. I think this partner direct was very much, who does Nintendo trust to give a dev kit to and say, please make us Switch 2 games? I also think it's a lot of surprisingly what seem like kind of middle tier games, you know, like they're not huge beefy games. I don't know how Octopath Zero is probably a beefy game, but I mean that they're not like a Final Fantasy VII Rebirth or something like that, right? Where it's just production out the wazoo and all that. And I kind of like that. I think a lot of companies have realized the value of the middle budget game, not the low budget, not the high budget, just somewhere that is functional and gets you a really good product that people are going to want to play and then eventually come back to. There we go. See, now Kat has disconnected. So now my forehead is on part of the stream. Nadia's kind of peeking up like that dude from Home Improvement up there. And then whatever is going on over here. Yeah, Poe. No,
That's
don't
pretty
worry.
cool.
We're rolling with it. I'm not even going to correct it because if I try to fix it right now, I'm going to be done fixing it when Cat
Yeah, and then she's
re-enters.
gonna come back, and
So just kind
it's
of,
gonna be
I'm going to
like,
sit up a little bit and be like the dude from Home Improvement talking over the fence to Tim Allen. Yeah, Tim. I think it's a really interesting partner direct. That that shows where Nintendo's early game priorities are. I do think we'll probably get something a little bit more robust later on. There's a lot of Nintendo stuff that they still have not locked in yet. Obviously, this was a partner direct, so this was not the
yeah.
place for it.
Popo.
If I was a betting man, I'd say that, Poe's got a little. Aw, there's a cat in the cat spot. Look at that.
Aw.
If I was a betting man, I'd say like an August or September direct seems pretty easy to predict.
Yeah, I was wondering if you think that like an actual direct is coming soon. But this definitely felt like, okay, well, only a certain amount of people got dev kits in any like normal amount of time. Therefore, these are the people who, as you say, we trust are developing. Square Enix, obviously, like Octopath has always done really well on Switch, so
Mhm.
having the Adventures of Elliot and Octopath Zero there makes a lot of sense as a closeout. And yeah, we need to hear more about Metroid Prime 4. Like, we are just kind of, London spoiled it, but my husband's like, oh, it's not going to happen until next year. I think it's happening this year. It's definitely
I think it's
this year.
happening this year. I feel like it's probably a holiday game for Nintendo, which is weird because
Almost certainly.
oh, Poe, what do you have on your feet? Hold on.
Ew. Oh,
What were
yeah.
you stepping in? No, it's just normal litter. We're fine.
Oh, good.
Yeah. No, it's those little like the Febreze Flex. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I get him the one that has Febreze in it, cause
Aw.
yeah. I'm sorry, dude. That's just natural parts of life, you know. I'm just making our lives better for that. It's not your fault. Okay.
Cat report. She's trying to get an internet back. So we'll just.
I'd hope
the
so.
show must go on. The show must go on.
Yeah, I think Metroid makes sense for a holiday direct, or not a holiday direct, a holiday release date. It's weird because this might be controversial. I don't consider Metroid like an A tier Nintendo property, and that's not me saying that's not good. It's me saying that it doesn't seem like a blockbuster level type game. Like,
No, I know what you mean.
I would say like your big tentpole Nintendo properties at this point are Pokemon, which yes, I know, Pokemon Company, yada yada. It's a Nintendo thing, but
Yeah.
there's Mario, there's Zelda, and I would say Donkey Kong is starting to elevate his way up. Maybe he's top of A tier, not quite S tier. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But then your A tier, I would say that's like you got Donkey Kong, you kind of got the Mario, and I would say Mario Kart is in that S tier, and then your A tier has your Mario spin-offs that are not Mario Kart. So maybe but maybe not the sports games. I think the sports games are a tier below. But I would say like
Yeah,
a
they're
Mario
not-
Party is an A tier release because Mario Party is crazy popular. Or like a Princess Peach game or something like that. And I would say Splatoon is in that A tier as well. But I would say
Yeah,
Metroid is like
especially
is
that.
I would say Metroid is either bottom A tier or maybe top of B tier in terms of where Nintendo's priorities seem to be. In terms of
agree
how much they promote it and all that. Animal Crossing is S tier. that's
Yeah, we
double
are
S tier
judging,
now. Yeah,
like, Animal Crossing. Like, we have
I have zero doubt that a new Animal Crossing is in development.
we know what's coming this year from Nintendo, but we don't know a thing about what's coming like for next for the Switch 2. Like, they've got to have a Zelda something going on, even if it's like years away.
I would get pretty psyched for a new Animal Crossing. I think I'm like very Zelda'd out. That might be heretical to say, but I think between two very big releases, like temple releases on the Switch, and then you have like Echoes and all that kind of stuff, the Link's Awakening remake, and then Switch 2 launches, and the big selling point is here's 60 FPS Breath of the Wild, here's 60 FPS Tears of the Kingdom. I feel very Zelda'd out, and that's as somebody who literally, if we were using, if our layouts looked correct right now, if Kat was here, you would see so many Link and Zelda amiibo on my shelf back there. I do really enjoy The Legend of Zelda, but I feel like even I'm a little stuffed.
I wouldn't mind A Link Between Worlds, even just a port of that.
Oh, Kirby,
Such a
you're
good,
so right. Kirby is like the sleeper, the
right?
underdog. I feel like people forget. I forget about Kirby. The only person who doesn't forget about Kirby is Michael Hyam. Michael Hyam is always thinking about Kirby. But
He is loyal to Kirby. He will be
he is.
spared.
Michael Hyam, fun fact, just likes round things. He likes Kirby, he likes Rowlet, he likes Spheal or whatever, the
I like
orb.
Spiel.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
Spiel's awesome.
I'm
Spiel
very
is a orb.
excited for Kirby and the Forgotten Kingdom, I think it is, to get the Switch 2
Forgotten
upgrade.
Land.
Forgotten Land, yeah. I'm gonna
Yeah,
play
that's a
that
great
finally
game.
with the Switch 2 upgrade because I haven't played it yet, and I've heard
Oh, you'll
nothing
like
but
it.
very good things. Yeah. But does Hayam
So
like Pac-Man? I don't know if that's a really good question. I think he might not like Pac-Man. He might like Mrs. Pac-Man. That was not meant to be said in a way that was like, oh, he liked Mrs. Pac-Man.
who doesn't? Mrs. Pac-Man is thick.
Mrs. Pac-Man is thick, you know, a queen, Yas queen, as we were saying before the show.
We recognize a queen in this house.
Uh-huh, uh-huh. We
Mother
we
of dragons, mother of
we
packs.
we stand a true Miss Pac-Man. Is it Miss Pac-Man or Mrs. Pac-Man?
I think it's Ms. Pac-Man.
It's Ms. Pac-Man. Okay,
Ms.
so
Pac-Man.
so they're
I
not married.
No, they were actually.
Oh,
You
they
never probably watched
divorced?
the cartoon when you were a kid, did you? No,
No, no,
it
I
was
didn't
like
know there
real
was a
80s
cartoon.
stuff. Oh God, yeah. There was actually a cartoon that inspired, like, it was so popular that it inspired Pac-Land, which was one of the first platformers, even before Mario, Super Mario. So that's why Pac-Man has a hat in that edition. Because basically, this was a time where, yes, they were making video game cartoons. And what the hell do you do for a video game cartoon when you have goddamn Pac-Man? You give him a hat, and he has a family. He has a pack dog, a pack cat, and a pack wife, and a pack baby, and he works at the pack pellet factory. Because that's what you do when you're a Pac-Man. And the ghosts are always like, give me those goddamn pack pellets. And Pac-Man's like,
Wait,
no
he
freaking
works at the
way.
Pack Pellet Factory.
Yeah. I don't. And of course, the pack pellets, like, you eat them, and you're like, pack power! And you, like, go freaking bananas and just,
Okay,
like, kill the
so
shit out of everything.
he works at the meth factory. And the ghosts
Not even once.
the ghosts are showing up to try and take the pack pellets from Pac-Man at the
Yeah,
factory.
because they work for some doofus who was like, doctor, some asshole who was like, I want pack pellets because
It's in a
someone's getting paid to write
factory.
the show.
This is an industrialized product. Is there not just an end result that they can go buy at their local department store? Like
There was a lot
what?
of segregation in children's shows back then. It was just like, the ghosts are evil, therefore we're not giving them this industrialized product that everyone else has easy access to.
Is Cat back now?
I think Cat might have
We're
come back at the
we're
right
talking
time.
about Pac Ghost trying to steal meth from Pac-Man.
Yeah. Which also happened in the Nintendo Direct. You just missed it.
Cat, how was the third impact?
Yeah, how was it?
I saw the multiverse. I made peace with my dad. It was
Uh-huh.
pretty great.
Oh, you made peace
Yeah.
with you. Okay. You went for
Yeah.
the thrice ending. Okay. I was like,
Yeah.
are we all turning into the Tang? Are we separating back out, or are
Yeah.
we just going to a new universe?
What's it like
Not
in the
to
tank? Did you
spoil
ever explain it?
Evangelion.
Isn't it just like
I did have
one secondary?
to. Are we still streaming? Hello?
Yes, we're still
Yeah,
streaming.
hi.
We never stopped streaming. We've been live the whole time. We've been vamping.
Well, I don't know what's happening with Zencaster because I got kicked out.
Oh, that's
So
exciting.
it's recording again.
We, we
I
probably have a
see.
gap. Has your Audacity's been running the whole time, right? Did Cat's internet just die
It's died
again?
again.
Oh my god. Okay, I gotta go blow my nose really bad. I'll be right back. Nadia, what multiverse would you like to go to? Tell me. Oh no, Cat's back now.
Oh, Cat's back. You can go blow your nose if you want.
Okay.
though.
Yeah, hi.
Yeah, I think your Zencaster's still running, and your Audacity's still running too, right?
Well, Zencaster, just great content right here. It's actually kind of amazing how little we have technical difficulties on this show.
Yeah, we usually
Um,
get pretty lucky.
but lately I've not been lucky in that regard. So,
I'm sorry. Cat.
um, but I literally had to connect to the Wi-Fi in order to get in because my wired connection is not working. But
Oh,
I
boy.
did have to turn off Audacity, so we're gonna have to reconnect and do that again.
Yeah, hashtag no signal. Wait, you turned off Audacity?
I had to reboot.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
I'm sorry.
Well, we have the
So I
Twitch
guess-
VOD too. That's the third backup. So, do we have to clap now?
Yeah.
All
have
right,
to start
live
new.
on air.
Do I have to
Are
start
you
the
ready?
recording, or should we? Okay.
Yes.
Well,
Yes. Export your
okay. Hold on. Stop.
export your
File.
previous.
Save project as AotBG. The Nightmare. Eric. Part 1.
But we're back. We're okay.
New.
We're gonna finish this pod.
Okay, I've got a new recording pulled up.
Great.
Yeah, me too. I'm recording.
All right, I'm starting my recording.
Let's sync up.
Punch party. Everybody go.
3, 2, 1. Good stuff. All right, what were we talking about? Oh, I was third impacting.
Yeah.
you're
We were
good.
sending. So while you were gone, we talked about how. Let's see. Nintendo clearly has favorite companies that they wanted to send dev kits to and got stuff early to. A lot of the games that they're putting out right now seem like very mid-budget games, not high budget, not low budget. Very smartly placed to kind of take up attention and make good use of resources. And what was the other one? We still have a lot of first-party Nintendos we have questions about. Obviously, Metroid Prime, Pokemon Za. There's still and anything like Kirby Air Ride, which we still kind of don't have a window on or anything yet. It makes it feel like August, September feels like a good window for another direct to happen.
Yeah, everybody's waiting for the next direct, and this was just kind of filling in. And then we're
Teaser.
thinking in terms of like, well, we know Gamescom, for example, is going to have Silk Song, so you would expect that would be in a Nintendo Direct at a certain point in the near future. And people are still awaiting things like the Metroid Prime 4 release date. And when are we going to get another Fire Emblem soon? Because
Hopefully.
God knows we don't get enough of those.
Yeah.
So
We need new ones. We need more.
yeah, we need more Fire Emblem. Okay, the last thing I want to talk about before we leave off these, the Nintendo Direct was Switch 1 OLED price. Well, the various Switch 1 prices jumping. The most notable one, I think, is definitely the Switch 1 OLED, which jumped to $399, which I like my Switch OLED. I kind of miss it in some ways because of how nice that screen looked. I also like the smaller, they're called like bezels or whatever. I could not recommend that at $399. It's kind of ridiculous, actually. That's only $50 less than the Switch 2. They did not change. They did not change the price of the Switch 2. Brace yourself. I think that's coming in 2026.
Absolutely.
that's
That's
gonna
part of the
happen.
reason I got it
Yeah.
now. It's I actually wrote about that on Twitter, or not Twitter, Blue Sky, saying just like, it's not so much. I've never ever, and Kat, you probably haven't either, seen a system go up in price at the end of its life. Like by now, like in Nintendo's life cycle, you would have like the dog bone controller model, which was like, $2, and it came with packed in some game, and that's how they got rid of their old stock back in the day. And that's when a lot of people adopted video game systems because the price went down. So that's not something that can happen anymore, and just kind of makes gaming all the more out of people's reach. And I kind of muted the thread because people were saying, no, it's Nintendo's fault. And it's like, maybe not. Like, capitalism's all screwed up now. It was always screwed up, but it's screwed up like beyond any sort of recognition now.
It's not Nintendo's fault, I mean, like, somebody has to pull the trigger at the end of the day, right? So it's not Nintendo's fault, but it's also like not fully Nintendo's fault because I mean,
Well,
like
all these companies are passing all of these costs on to the consumer is the thing.
yeah, but the
So
big
that's
T word,
what's happening to us.
the big T word in the room, tariff, is like
Right.
that's like a big factor in all this. It is getting now more
Oh, of
expensive
course.
to ship these products, and I think the price change is honestly an interesting sign, because the other sign of how much stuff has changed over the past few years, when was the last time we got a price drop on a console?
God.
Like everything's
Another
been
thing,
holding,
the Xbox cost has been going up too.
and I don't. It's not even a case where I see like it being a sign of like, oh, there's still value there. Like the value of those items, like an old Xbox, is dropping, but the price is not changing because they can't change it. They don't want to change it. Either they want to keep the profit margins, or they just don't see a benefit in selling more of them, which is like, that's an interesting thing to look at. It is a sign of the economic times we are in. And so, yeah, I don't think there's reason to unassign blame to anybody, but there's definitely a lot of factors that are going into this. And again,
exactly.
is why we talk about politics and how they affect games, because they do.
They sure do. All right. Anything else that we want to talk about from the Nintendo Direct?
Monster Hunter Stories 3. Woo!
Before I ascend to a new plane of existence again.
Oh, I did. I bought the camping game where you build a fire.
Oh, did you do that?
I am
What
the
is with that
Daigo
game?
Umahara of building a fire in the woods. Catch me outside building a level 10 fire at a speed you've never seen before. I'm just cracked. I'm just built for it. Friend of the show, John Carson, who was on our Magic stream last Thursday, did actually message me and was like, this seems like a you game. And I was really mad that he was absolutely right. I had already bought it by the time he messaged me. I hate that I was
That's the kind of
clocked.
game. Yeah, you're either like, oh my god, I am gonna buy that right now, or else you are just like, what in God's name am I looking at right now?
That was the moment when I knew that my brain is just built differently than other people's, is because I saw a bunch of people be like, oh yeah, that direct sucked, man. Did you see the campfire game, man? What a lame direct. And then I was sitting there like, yo, did you see that game? You can build a campfire.
And then you have like your friend's disembodied heads hovering around it, like the Tron
Yeah, I
cradle
haven't
thing.
I haven't done the multiplayer yet to do the big like the master control unit just like looming over everything, but
That looks so dumb.
it's a surprisingly decent game for simulating what it's like to build a fire. And if you've never built a fire, let me tell you, you think you're good at it and you're not. And
Pyromania. The game.
I was enjoying a lot of the mechanics of actually like I could make, I think the first level I did kind of a triangle pyramid build and kind of built up like your traditional fire. The next one I did I forget what you call it, like kind of a log cabin build, but there was just a lot of mechanics and stuff like that. They clearly paid attention to it. It was a good.
Were you in
good time.
Scouts?
Yeah.
just asking.
What gave it away?
My mom once asked me, "Do you want to like do in Canada? There's Girl Guides." She's like, "Do you want to do Girl Guides?" I'm like, "No."
The only
I
annoying
never
thing,
did.
the only annoying thing about the campfire game is you start with an ignition fire starter that's basically one of those hockey pucks that you can light and just like stays really hot and stays lit for a long time.
Oh, I have this. Yeah.
That's
In case of emergency.
cheating, man. That's you got to start with just a pile of brush and kindle and then get some, maybe you have like a flint and steel out there and you
Flint
take care of that.
and steel.
Flint and stone, but yeah, no, I'm a much more traditional fire builder in that way.
All right, that's it for our Nintendo Direct conversation. And now we're heading into a series of random encounters right after this. Okay, it's time now for a series of random encounters. A THQ Nordic showcase confirmed that the Gothic 1 remake is now set for 2026, with a demo available for Xbox and PS5. There's also a Gothic Classic Trilogy for all of those Euro RPG crazies out there. This is your moment. They also revealed a new first-person action RPG called Fate Keeper, and Titan Quest 2 is available in early access on Steam and Epic Game Store, so go check it out. Monster Hunter Wilds, kind of controversial these days.
Yeah.
Its endgame expansion is actually getting released ahead of schedule on August 13th, bringing with it a new level of quest difficulty, a new reward system, and balance adjustments, along with a new monster. And let me tell you, friends, Monster Hunter Wilds badly needs that new level of quest difficulty because high rank is trivial, and normally I think you go to master rank in order around the time the new expansion comes out. This game needs master rank right now in order to stay relevant. And somebody was pointing out that Monster Hunter Rise is actually outselling Monster Hunter Wilds. And
that's kind of crazy.
I have a lot of theories about that. One of them is that the Switch 1 has a much larger install base than practically any console out there. But some of it is, and that there's a lot more content. But yeah, it also maybe speaks to a lot of people kind of going, well, I heard Wilds is great, but I want to try Monster Hunter, and Rise is right there.
Yeah.
So I'm going to
play
it.
Part of the problem. It's also the performance on PC. People are still not too happy with it. So I from what I understand, like from like comments from Reddit and whatnot, people are saying, yeah, I'm just not interested. I'm going to wait, or I'll buy something else. So
yeah, the PC performance thing, it just looks kind of rough. I'm playing on a 4070 Super, and the frame rates are mostly steady, I think, but it's really inconsistent in how it actually looks. And I think a lot of people are kind of hoping that if they're going to buy a PC game that and they have a crazy rig, that it should be able to look really, really good on it without any hitches. And Wilds did have some issues out of the gate. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah, I understand.
Speaking of issues, Pokemon TCG Pocket released a new set featuring Ho-Oh and Lugia. And this actually happened to me. I opened all these packs, and I got an immersive, and it said new art coming soon. I'm like, what?
Oh,
Placeholder? What's going on here? It made me think of Sir not appearing in this film in Monty Python or something like that. I was just trying to think of, and of course everybody immediately started memeing it, like Ash looking up into the sky and it's saying artwork coming soon of Ho-Oh. But apparently there was a plagiarism scandal. So the Pokemon Company claims that incorrect reference materials, i.e. fan art, was provided to the illustrator, and they ended up making what effectively was plagiarized art for this card, and they had to pull it down immediately, and they said they're starting an investigation. So, I mean, it was kind of a bummer for me, because it's always really exciting when you get an immersive, and you go, oh, I get to watch it now, this is going to be cool. Well, no, I have to wait a little bit.
Sure, new art coming soon in this film. Yeah,
exactly. I am still playing Pokemon TCG Pocket. My Berrylax deck is still going strong somehow, where it's like, it's basic Snorlaxes, a couple Giratina EXs, and then Greninja, and then Barry, who can make the Snorlax hit hard real fast, and it's actually like a very consistent deck. Very consistent deck.
Snorlaxes I find can be, they're usually in Pokemon Go, they're usually my tower defenders, or in gym defenders. They can be, I have one named Big Lady, and she's a beast.
It's either Snorlax or Blissey, because it's just annoying to take them down.
I remember Katie saying, I think they should just call him Bitchy.
Rest in peace, Katie.
He's alive, don't worry, we're just saying that.
She's fine. She went to Apple Heaven. But I'm excited about the new set because it's the first really big set in a while. They did an Eevee. They did break glass in case. Okay, so Pokemon TCG Pocket had this whole Sun and Moon set, and then they released an Ultra Beast set, which made everybody, at least everybody I know, go, ugh, please let this end. This is terrible. I don't care about these horrible Ultra Beasts. And then they went, okay. Here are the Eevees. And so we all got Eevees, but it was still a pretty small set. And now they're like, okay. Here's the gold and silver set. All of the Johto Pokemon right here.
More Eevees. What if more Eevees?
Always more Eevees. We still need a Dragon type Eevee.
They did release an Umbreon EX. Umbreon is my favorite Eevee, so
One of my favorites too.
yeah, I don't think Umbreon EX is usable even a little bit in an actual deck, but there you go. That's perfect. I got an Umbreon sitting over there.
Leafeon's a nice design.
It's
Leafeon's
Umbreon
growing
and
on me.
Snorlax for me. Those are my two favorite.
Are we gonna like tier the Eons right now? I think top tier right here, Umbreon and Espeon for sure.
Umbreon,
and I would throw Jolteon up there too.
I think Sylveon's got to be up there
Jolteon's
too.
great.
At least A tier. But
Sylveon
is probably an S tier, very
Sylveon's
large
cute.
fan base. Not my favorite, actually. It's probably my least favorite,
Sylveon
but
has,
a
like,
lot of people
flesh
love
ribbons.
it.
It's kinda,
Here's a hot take.
Don't think about it.
I think
think about the flesh
Vaporeon gets a little overrated, and that's coming from somebody who likes Vaporeon. And I think
And
Flareon's
it's underrated.
underrated. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like,
And
Flareon's
then
a
everybody
big
forgets about
floofy
Glaceon.
lad. I love him.
Yeah. But my definite favorites are Jolteon and Umbreon. Those are my
Jolteon's
two.
a great
Jolteon's
design.
great. I love Jolteon. If I
Yeah,
could,
Jolteon's been great since the beginning.
yeah.
It's like if you stick a EV in an electric plug and it went.
I actually, when I was playing Scarlet,
Excuse me?
I had
It's like if you
I had
plugged an
Jolteon.
EV in.
in my final party, I needed
Just
MXL.
shock it. That's what happens.
Guy walking up to like one of those charger things, be like, "Oh, are you here to plug in your EV, like an electric vehicle?" It's like, yeah, and then plugs a dog into it.
Exactly. So, but we're getting a lot of content out of this episode. Alexi, go to it. Have fun. Claire Obscure patch 1.3 adds a retry button to the boss battles, and I say thank God, because those boss battles, there were plenty of times where I would get halfway through. They're actually pretty long boss battles, and I would go, I'm definitely losing this. I can't win. Can't bring back any of my party members now, because I never built up my mage very much. So I didn't have the revival spells, so I'd be out of luck if I couldn't revive them. Yeah, so thank God for that. And Starfield has reportedly pushing back its PS5 release to spring 2026 due to weak sales of Shattered Space.
Ouch.
Starfield. Boy, does that game need a rethink. Just ignore the fact that I put it on my top 10 list a couple years ago. That was me wish casting that it was good.
Kat, I say this lovingly. Every once in a while you get a game that you're like, I want this to be good. And you really believe in it. And it doesn't always pan out. And that's what breaks my heart for you, is I want it to pan out for you. I want it to. But it doesn't always happen. But I
wanted the 80 hours I put into that game to
yes
really mean something. I really wanted it to.
But you believe, and you have the faith, and you put so much into it that I think that is of merit. That is a resounding, like that says good things about your character and your person. You believe even when the game may not believe in itself, and that's good.
Everybody needs to believe in a 7 out of 10.
I think that is one of like my bigger whiffs in terms of like calling out whether or not a game has it. I just really I was so determined to put myself in the contrarian Starfield defender camp that I actually started to believe it.
All my chips were
And I was
down.
like, no, it actually is good. This spaceship game I've been waiting for 5 years is good. I swear.
I was explaining this to someone the other day. I was like, the thing about a bit is you have to lean into it. So even if you accidentally fall into a bit, like you get into a situation where you have to say that you think the PS2 Final Fantasies are better than the PS1 Final Fantasies. So you start shit talking Final Fantasy 9 a little bit just to puff up Final Fantasy 10 and 12 because those are games that you really like. Well, now the whole bit is Eric hates Final Fantasy 9. So I could have tried to recover, but that would have ruined my take on PS2. So now I got to lean into it, and now I got to dog on Final Fantasy 9 even more, but then I can turn it it into content by being like, hey, I played Final Fantasy 9. It's actually pretty good. That's what you have to do. You got to lean into all the turns and the
We used to
drifts.
say, I don't like this. And that was the end of it.
Yeah.
I became the bit. I
Yeah.
became the bit. You know how like the mask, you become the mask? I
Yeah.
became the bit.
You got to own the bit,
Yeah.
not let the bit own you.
And then in 2024, I remember there was a moment where I'm like, oh, I played Starfield in 2023 and I put like 80 hours in that game. I have not thought about it even once since then. That's not a good sign. Also, I have literally no interest in playing this expansion pack because on a moment-to-moment basis, it was a pretty boring game. That's not good. And then I regretted my words and deeds. That's how it is.
You regret your words and deeds.
I think the Bethesda RPG is overdue for an overhaul. I think that is a genre, like an archetype that needs a like Stardew Valley moment of we have reinvented the wheel and
People are trying
kind
to
of
do that.
rekindled it. A lot of people are trying to do it. I haven't seen one yet that really does it for me, to be honest. But
Cyberpunk 2077.
I'm 50%, but I don't.
It made me feel like going to Oblivion after Cyberpunk felt so stiff. It did.
You're
It
not
felt so
wrong.
Old-fashioned.
I only dispute that Cyberpunk is a Bethesda-like. When I would say it's maybe more like half Bethesda, half Deus Ex, but maybe that's the innovation that's happening there. Yeah.
Yeah. I like Skyrim more than you do, but I agree that the Bethesda system is getting kind of creaky. Because once upon a time, you put up with the mechanical deficiency, you put up with the graphical deficiencies and the creakiness. Fallout 3 was kind of creaky back in 2008, even.
Yeah.
But you were like, it's fine. It's fine. These character models look pretty bad because you walked out of that vault and looked out at the wide world and you were walking around in it blinking and going, wow, this is so big. There's so many places to go. There's so many interesting stories to find. I can make my own way in the world. I feel like I'm a wasteland adventurer. Starfield's problem is that it completely lost that. And you were just fast traveling everywhere. It was just fast travel the game. And it completely ruined any sense of immersion, which is the core strength of all Bethesda games, period. So, but going back to Oblivion, I was like, it's not hitting for me. Like, even when I went into the world, I was like, it's not hitting for me.
Here's another hot take for the episode. I think fast travel is slowly destroying RPGs. I don't think it's a bad thing. I think some games definitely need fast travel, but I think we understood that in the olden times, and that's why you got things like the airship and stuff like that. It was like, okay, you hit a point in the game where you're playing the end game, and now you want travel to be able to get around to the places you want to go faster. But so many modern games just have fast travel right from the start, and I think it has fundamentally changed the way that we look at worlds, and it makes those worlds...
And waypoints.
Yeah. Octopath Traveler 2, again, that is a game where you get fast travel eventually, but you have to reach a place to be able to fast travel to it. And so you spend so much of that early game you literally pick a continent, and you're like, I'm going to explore this continent and go all the way through it and understand where everything is. And then when you have fast travel, you're like, oh, okay, this is where stuff is. And they kind of lay things out in interesting ways with tiered level areas and stuff like that. Or I think of Disco Elysium, which is a very contained, compact place, which again, I feel harkens back to Fallout 1 and 2 in a lot of ways. I think
Expedition 33 had fast travel open quite late, right?
Yeah.
When you unlock the ability to fly, that's when you get it.
Expedition 33 has a very almost like somewhere between Final Fantasy X and Final Fantasy 13 approach to its world, where for most of the game you're on that like singular journey forward, and it feels it correlates to the story very well. It's like you are always... I think one of the smartest things they do with that overworld is not just having an overworld, but you have like the paintress and the big number looming off in the distance. It's that like beacon, it's that signpost that always orients you, and that's always I need to move forward. I have to move in that direction. I have to go towards my objective.
Having a big signpost on the horizon is a good one. I think Witcher 3 did a really good job with the way that it handled fast travel, which was you had signs. You had to go to the signs. You could not just open a menu and do it. And so you spent a lot of time riding around in its areas on Roach.
Yeah.
And so I felt immersed in its world. And if I need to get somewhere, I could find a signpost pretty quickly and then get to the next area. And that was fine to me. If I'm opening a menu, though, and I'm just like, fast travel, fast travel, fast travel, then I'm like not doing anything, right? So, yeah. It means that I'm much less likely to fast travel within a given zone, that I'm going to use fast travel to get to an area I can't easily reach. And otherwise, I'll just ride around. So, I think that's the...
I'll use a horse.
Yeah, I like that. I think that's the balance. But, so let's see. We're in the tavern now, sitting next to the fire, kicking up. Eric, you went to your first pre-release. How was that? Did you win?
I went 1 and 2. And one of those games was one of my losses was an absolute wash. It was a 2-0.
So do we want to explain a pre-release and what it is to people who don't know what?
Do I have? I kind of do. You get kind of a box like this. I mean, it's in a larger package, but this is like the deck box that you ultimately get, and you have packs inside it. I think it's 6 packs. Is in a sealed?
6 packs, yeah.
And the idea is for Magic the Gathering, you open your 6 packs, and you have, for our pre-release, it was 50 minutes to look through your packs and build a 40-card conventional Magic the Gathering deck. It has to be 40-card minimum, and in this format, there's no reason to really go over it. You want like as few cards as possible. You have like a land station, so you don't have to worry about getting lands out of your packs or anything. They always like give you lands. I actually brought a like big thing that I have of just lands, so I had that on hand. But it's a very interesting process that I really enjoyed because you have 6 booster packs. You can't trade or anything. That will disqualify you immediately. And you have to build with what you get. And it makes you really have to think through so many different permutations and ideas. I think you have the way I like to do it is I started laying out, and this is my first time, but I kind of done some research. I looked up online. I found the things that I thought would work well for me, and they did. And it was, I laid them out into each color. So they're the 5 colors of Magic. Blue, all right, I should go in Wooburg order. White, blue, black, red, and green. And you lay them out. You see how many cards you got for each. And that kind of gives you some signposts. And then maybe there's certain cards that Magic thinks about when they're making this kind of stuff. You know, a lot of the dual color cards will kind of be your signposts. So they will both act as like, hey, if you got this, it might be a good idea to build into that. Because usually, I think in the previous set, there was reason to sometimes do monocolor or even tricolor. This set, Edge of Eternities, I think is actually a really good one to do a sealed with because you primarily want to play dual color drafts. I think that is all the archetypes, all the functional archetypes are just dual color. So it's very easy. You pick 2 colors and you get these signpost cards that are like, here is mine was Alpha Rael Acolytes Chosen or something like that, which was blue black. And it was it usually has a good stat line, is kind of a mid-range creature usually, and then its ability, it'll usually have an ability, kind of gives you an idea of what the archetype does in this set. So for this one, it was it had to do with, I forget actually. I was playing blue black. I was playing Dimir. And a lot of it was just...
Was it graveyard stuff?
No, it was a lot of stationing on my part because I had a lot of ability to station out of blue. Yeah, and then the black side was a lot of removal and sacking. So I think Alpha Rael has stuff with sack, if I remember right.
Sacrificing creatures to make things happen. Okay.
Yeah.
So you went 1 and 2, huh? What was your best game?
My best game was definitely one where, so I had this really great combination. So there's a card in the set that I really like. I really like Edge of Eternities for a lot of reasons. I think it's a really fun draft environment. It has a lot of artifacts, which means that there's
very
a lot
pretty too.
I got one of those. I opened the booster set the other night and pulled one of those.
Nice.
So one of the cards, one of my favorites to draft, is called the Pinnacle Kill Ship, which is an artifact spacecraft.
What a name, right?
Yeah, it is 7 mana, colorless, any color, so it fits with basically anything. And when it enters, it does 10 damage to a creature. And I like to call it the piss missile, because it's just it enters and just bam, hits something, and usually people don't have a response to it. It's just an instant creature clear right off the bat. And 10 is a really high damage number in Magic. If something's over 10 health, you've got bigger problems. So that one, and I had like 2 other spacecraft, and so my mid game was very value based. I had the Gravblade Heavies, which are 3 into black, which are 3/4s, and then if you have an artifact on the field, they become 4/4s and have Death Touch, which really great stat line, really, really powerful. Hits the board, kind of holds it for a while. But then Piss Missile comes in, and I have 2 cards, the Mechan Navigator and the Mechan or something Sentinel or whatever. One, when I tap that card, I can draw a card and then discard a card. So it's a good engine to just get through my deck, because that's the biggest problem for me I found in Magic is I need to just, if I'm looking for a card, having the ability to just keep pulling from my deck and be like, is this the card I need? Is this the card I need? And having that engine there is really useful. So when you tap and when you station something, so Spacecraft are new cards for Edge of Eternities that you bring in, and they do maybe something when they enter, but to turn them into creatures and have them start doing things on the field, you have to station them. So you tap one of your cards and you put counters on it for the power that your card has, and then once it gets to certain levels of power, it will get additional abilities, eventually becoming a creature that you can fight with. So I would tap to station, draw my card, discard a card. I would tap the Sentinel to station, and when the Sentinel taps, it can untap a card that's already tapped. So then Navigator gets untapped, and then I retap for another card, draw a discard. Now Piss Missile is on the field, baby, and I've done 2 card draws in the process. It was nice. When that worked, it was humming. It was dangerous. Now here's the thing. There's a little piece of crap in the set. It's a 2 green drop. I forgot what it's called, but it has Trample, Haste, this creature spell cannot be countered, and all creature spells cannot be countered. It's a 3/2 for just 2 green mana. My 2 losses were against decks that ran this little shit because it would hit the ground on turn 2 every time, and already a 3/2 stat line is pretty solid, but it's got Trample, Haste, and you can't counter it. So you can't, and I'm playing blue-black, maybe like black can take care of it by destroying it, but I wasn't drawing into my destroys for some reason. I had a Grav Kill and some other stuff, but man, I could not counter it. And it was just every time I was taking probably 6 damage I didn't need to take because of this little thing. Yeah. But it was fun. It was really enjoyable. Yeah.
They're really fun. There are a lot of people. So Magic has a lot of formats. I like Commander, which is 100 card, have a character, build big decks. There are a lot of people who like Limited, which is much more of you're building the decks on the fly. You're doing the actual deck construction on the fly based on what you open, and then you now you have a deck and go.
And it's all set within
there's plenty of people who enjoy that.
It's all within one set, so you're not using cards from throughout Magic's history or even within what's considered competitive legal. It's just one set. So like Final Fantasy, fun fact, now that we're kind of in the phase where even Edge of Eternities feels like it's getting old now because Spider-Man is going to be like right around the corner.
Old-fashioned, old news. It's not even. It's technically out now.
It is technically
out this weekend.
Yeah.
Old news.
It's
news, but now Spider-Man's next.
Wizards is moving so fast. We already have Spider-Man spoilers. Yeah, Kat's got a Spider-Man
starter
welcome
deck.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got one from STCC.
And then Avatar is going to be right around the corner after that. So
they were giving out Katara cards. So I went to Comic-Con. Okay. Tried to get the Katara exclusive. Stood out in a burning hot Petco Park parking lot. I was totally uncovered and almost died of heat exhaustion while doing that. I was about to faint. I was like covering my head with my jacket, and finally I had to go to the water station, And I was just like, I can't do this. And if I had stayed in line, you know what would have happened? Wouldn't have gotten that card. Wouldn't
Run out.
have. I would have lost an hour of my life. But a nice young man named Souza was trying very hard to get me that card all through the weekend. Shout out to
that's
Souza.
nice.
Shout out.
I got
Shout
him
out.
a welcome pack as a thank you, and like I hooked him up, but wasn't able to get me the card. Tried super hard. By Sunday, like the line was out of the parking lot, like around the block. It was stupid,
That's crazy.
just stupid for this card. So, but I think Avatar is going to be a big deal when it comes out.
It's going to be huge. Yeah, and I think the bummer in all that is I've been seeing some interesting reports of. So when Final Fantasy got big, obviously there was huge interest in it. It drove so much product. Mix that with the fact that Pokemon cards have never been... I know I feel like I say this every time, but especially now, Pokemon somehow continues to be ridiculously difficult to get because it's just become a scalper's paradise.
So people just jump. They literally charge the stand and grab
Yes.
up all
Yes.
of the boxes and everything.
But because Pokemon is so scarce now, when Final Fantasy got huge, obviously scalpers jumped to Final Fantasy and Magic because they were like, well, that it's been a lot there and a lot in the One Piece, and now Gundam TCG is also getting scalped like crazy.
Really?
Yes. Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yes.
So Gundam just got a TCG. I don't like it at all.
It's okay. I think it's got some cool ideas. I like the deck that I got for the starter deck, the Xeon deck, but I looked at some of the cards in the new set and I was like, it's just not doing enough for me. I don't know that the play space feels open enough for what I would want in that game.
So to connect Magic, we'll do an episode about this, but to connect Magic to RPGs, it hits at a certain part of my brain because I feel like I'm party building. Whenever I build a deck.
Are you?
And that's especially true.
Is the Timmy the one that deck builds and comes up with crazy combos? I recently learned about these archetypes.
There's a Spike. Spike is the ultra competitor.
Spike wants to win, plays whatever deck
Timmy.
is hot right now. Timmy
Timmy
I
is
think
like
is a deck
flavorful.
builder. No, Timmy's flavorful.
Yeah.
You're right. Who's the deck builder one then?
Oh,
It's Spike,
I don't
Timmy,
remember.
and somebody in chat will know.
I'm a Timmy. I just build around flavor and I like creatures because they're like my little pets. I like my little pets. I got my pet cards. Yeah.
Timmy plays with what's cool and flashy. Okay.
But then there are people, and then there are the people who are like, I'm gonna build this engine, and it's gonna do all of these things. And if I just put this card and this card and this card and this card down, and there will be all these interactions and all these traps. Whoops! Oh, you played this card. I get 20 triggers now. It's gonna take a while to resolve. So I'm just gonna do this and this, and you're just going, I want to die. Please, just do your thing.
Kill me now.
So I thought
There's a really good ProZD bit, actually, where he's like, just go check it out. It's a good ProZD video about this.
I thought that I was that kind of player because when I was playing the Tidus deck, I loved the feeling of all of those counters popping off and all my creatures just getting stronger and stronger and just becoming this overbearing presence. And so my commander build, my Ghost, is like all just solitaire. It's like interlocking mechanisms. It looks like a Zachtronics game when it's like humming because it's just like clicking stuff on and off all over the board. And
Is
it's
this
cool.
the
It's fun to
lobster?
play. Yeah. It's fun to play. It's really goofy. I'm still like fine tuning it. I think it still needs a little bit more work. But when we were playing the Edge of Eternity's preset and I was playing Hearthhole, I was like, I love this deck. Like I have not felt that good about a commander deck since the first time I played the Tidus deck and saw it pop off. And I was like, why is this scratching a part of my brain that I feel like Ghost didn't the first time I ran it? And it's because I think I just ultimately like stuff that feels impactful. Like I drop something and it just does something to the board state. Like when I put that braids
Instant
down,
value.
Yeah, when I put the braids down and all of you were like, we have to do what? And I was like, yeah, you want to sack a land or you want to take 2 damage and let me draw a card? and I just watched everyone squirm and be like, oh no. And I was like,
That's an annoying card. And then I murdered
it.
It
Yeah.
died.
I forced removal. That's great. Like I think
Yeah.
that was the moment where I was like, okay, that's the player.
And you got a lot of value out of it right out of the gates. Very good card.
Yeah, I think
But-
that's the player I am. I'm not a solitaire player. I want to like break the board state.
You're a little shit.
I'm a little shit.
You're a troll.
I am a little shit. Maybe that's why I like the blue black and stuff like that, is because I like just causing problems and making havoc.
So my review of Edge of Eternities, having played it a bunch, I came up with this idea yesterday of paring down a commander deck to 40. And I had a really good time playing the spaceship deck again. I think I finally figured it out. But I think that Edge of Eternities is a lot better in a limited environment than Commander. I think Final Fantasy is a Commander set. Like, full on, this is a Commander set with amazing art. You're here to show off all of your cool cards. And Edge of Eternities has, like, fun abilities like Warp, where you can just warp in something, have it do its thing, and then leave, and then come back later. And that's stuff that works really well in Limited. Also, this deck is so full of landfall. It's ridiculous. That Hearth Hall deck that you really like, Eric?
Yeah.
I feel like Wizards really likes that deck, too,
It's
because
so good.
everything in this set supports that, and not the spaceship.
The Hearth Hole is interesting because I wouldn't even... It is kind of landfall, but it's land sack. It's like, I want to...
Yeah.
Like,
well, you need landfall to make land sack work.
You're right.
They play together.
I did want to show off. But to your point, I would say I agree with you mostly, but I'm going to invert the statement a little bit, because I do think Final Fantasy was an incredible limited space. It was a really fun set to draft in. Had some really
It was a little
cool draft
disjointed at times. It was fun, but
I think
you know what was good in Final Fantasy? Phantom Train.
Yeah.
Phantom Train was good. I liked Mono Black in that set a lot, actually.
And you could suplex the train in Final Fantasy.
But what I will say about Edge of Eternities for Commander is you get some really good stuff, like reprints of stuff like Sacred Foundry.
Oh yeah, it's so
Very
pretty.
good.
Yeah.
Or these station lands, which when they get online, I mean, that's add a green for every creature you have. That's incredible in a green deck. Like, I'm probably going to put that into
if you can station it, that's a lot.
It's 12 for green. Like, that's something you put down. It's just a normal tap land, and then once you have somebody that's got enough power, maybe you've got a little guy off to the side that's like 3 power, and you just kind of station it over time.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
But
it's pretty good. And you're gonna have a lot of creatures as green anyway.
I also want to show off this. I also pulled this.
Ooh, I like that. I like that a lot.
It's great. It's fantastic. We love these.
That's some
trees.
great art right there.
And then this guy is probably going to be in a deck at some point too.
God, I hate that guy.
Yeah, he makes skeletons.
I've seen him more than once.
He makes
skeletons.
But yeah,
even skeletons.
I even love him for like these regular lands that have like the nice art treatments.
Oh yeah. The galaxy foil or whatever.
Nice. Yeah, I feel like Nadia would enjoy this specifically, like these art treatments. Like, you've got islands in here that look fantastic.
I know, it looks gorgeous. Those are the best full art. Those are the best basics I've ever seen from full art. Standpoint, but
all the like special lands, like the barricade and stuff like that.
Ooh,
the colonnade.
Very nice. Yeah. Very nice. I got a high market, but yes, Eric and I have been fully magic pilled. I apologize, but
it's fun.
Thanks to
it's social.
It is fun. It is. I think the truest thing you ever said was that Commander is basically Mario Party.
It's Mario Party.
Just like crack open a few drinks. Don't worry too much about the results. Stupid things are going to happen.
Yeah.
But we played Edge of Eternities. You can go watch our stream of that. Spoiler alert, there's a lot of board wipes in that game, including me self-immolating. LOL. Maybe that was a bad idea. But if you enjoy Magic and you want to hear more, please look forward to our podcast that's happening in a little while. All right, that's it for the tavern. Nadia, take us home.
Kat, you were here for last week's show and last week's post show where Eric revealed to us that he, like, his entire high school went to go see Transformers 2, the Michael Bay movie.
It wasn't like a school trip. It was just like a significant amount of my class like showed
Came
up.
out here, it was like, oh my god, all my coworkers, everyone's in the theater. And back then, before everyone got like, filled up with Marvel, theater movies were a big event. Like everyone would go to see the latest movie. Like they just really
I
would go on
really
opening day.
I'm back on movie. I'm so like on my movie
Good.
era again. Like I'm just wanting to go see movies all the time. I really want to go see The Naked Gun soon because that looks
Here's
so
good.
good. And
Oh, is it good?
I'm hearing really good
Apparently.
stuff. Yeah.
But Eric, the story that Eric told was like apparently like in his packed movie theater for Transformers 2, somebody said, "Yo, I think this movie might suck."
I
Or
think
whatever.
this movie
Is
might
that what?
suck. Yeah.
Yo.
But well, I was thinking about that because my brother had a friend. I don't even know if my brother's friend did it, but this is a story I heard, like, I don't know, friend to friend or whatever. But have you ever seen My Girl, Eric?
My girl.
With Macaulay
Remind me.
Culkin?
Macaulay
Macaulay
Culkin dies to
Culkin.
a bee sting.
Well, now that
What?
we've spoiled,
It's a
What?
25. It's a 30-year-old movie.
No,
Okay, so
it's
okay, Eric,
that's the plot of the movie. Hold
Eric,
on.
have you
Yeah.
ever read Bridge to Terabithia?
No.
My Girl is Bridge to Terabithia. Basically, there's a weirdo kid who finds like a girl who has no mom, so they become friends, and because they're kind of a weird couple, and they like play pretend together. And the kid, played by Macaulay Culkin, gets stung by bees, and it turns out he's allergic. And that's like this was like '90s, so everything was very like tragic and big, and everyone was really big about death, and so this kid dies. Anyway, the point of the story is that my brother's friend was at this movie, and in the middle of the movie, somebody stands up, and this was the day before the internet could spoil anything. Somebody stands up and yells, "He dies at the end," and runs out. Because back then you could have spoilers, but not when you spent money to just
Here-
spoil something.
Here's what's crazy. I pulled open the Wikipedia page as you're talking about this, and
Yes.
the bee sting death. There's 3 paragraphs after the bee sting death, which is kind of nuts. Like, there's a lot of paragraphs for the plot summary of this movie. I did not think that this would be that kind of movie.
It was one of those movies where like millennials and like zillennials and Gen Z like really into it. I never liked it. I was never really a big Macaulay Culkin fan. I liked the first couple of Home Alone movies because people get hit by shovels or whatever. But like, I didn't like Macaulay Culkin. Kat, did you like Macaulay Culkin?
I love Macaulay Culkin. I also love Kieran
okay
Culkin.
now.
They're both great. Yeah. Macaulay Culkin, big respect for the person that he became.
Yeah,
Just
I agree.
peak.
He chilled.
I mean, we're making millennial jokes. He is like peak millennial right there. Like, I respect him. Full respect to Macaulay Culkin. So he's just living his best life.
Oh my god,
It's an American Horror Story.
Arcade Maine. Yeah, Culkin was in The Good Son.
Macaulay
also-
Culkin is what if a possum literally was given human form, pretty much. So
Macaulay Culkin peeks out of the trash. Am I safe? Can I come out?
yeah, no,
no,
he's
it's not
great.
like-
He's great. Yeah,
I saw The Good Son at a sleepover. That was a real waste of a night.
It's been a good time for movies though lately. I feel like we're popping
Yeah.
off in the movie. Superman was really
Yeah,
good.
well,
I haven't
it's
seen
smart.
Fantastic Four
I
yet.
saw-
I've heard mixed things on
I
that.
saw
but
Fantastic Four and
How is-
Superman back to back.
How was?
Please look forward to my review in the post show,
Ooh,
which is accessible to our Stars of Destiny.
heck yeah. We should also talk about K-pop Demon Hunters in the post show if you haven't seen that yet.
haven't
Oh,
seen that
okay. You'll have to explain that to me because
Yeah,
this is
yeah,
a
yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I learned about it because at Comic-Con, so I did a whole show for Restart.Run where we were making content for Comic-Con. Jesse Vitelli was there. He did his weirdest little guy. It was pretty fun. But one of the hosts that we had, Nars, wanted to do a K-pop Demon Hunter sing-along for social media. And I'm like, I don't even know what that means, but you seem really into it, and my PA seems really into it. So go live your best life. And people were super into it. And now apparently it's a whole thing, and it's really huge.
It's huge.
Yeah,
I
it's
think
really big.
so. Netflix, I think, was quoted as calling it like it's our Frozen. It is. It's like Frozen.
It's what?
levels. It's.
Oh, yeah, that's what people are saying. It's
Yeah.
the new Frozen. I'm like,
Yeah.
really? Wow. Okay.
Let it go.
So that means Goofy and
hopefully
Donald are
age
going to stand around watching K-pop Demon Hunters and Kingdom
That'd
Hearts
be a lot
4.
more entertaining, actually.
I posted on social media. I was like, we need a K-pop Demon Hunters game made by either Tribute or Guard Crush, like a beat 'em up, like ASAP. And if this happens, just give me a special thanks in the credits. You don't need to give me anything. Just give me a little special thanks in the credits, and I'll take it.
No applause needed. Just send money.
Yeah, just make it happen.
All right, that's it for this week's episode of Axe of the Blood God. Thank you so much for listening. Once again, if you want to support the show, you can get the show ad-free $5 over on patreon.com/bloodgodpod. Please look forward to a lot of our Patreon Pantheon content. You can go vote in the Pantheon poll right now. Looks like Mother 3 is going to win, but, things can change. That'll be ending on Monday. We're going to be doing our Trails in the Sky SC Pantheon next week as well. And hey, we record every single Saturday starting at 9:30 a.m. Pacific over on twitch.tv/bloodgodpod. So if you haven't already and you're new to the channel, like and subscribe to that. We're now headed to the Axe of the Blood God post show with our Stars Destiny. Apparently we're going to be talking about K-pop Demon Hunters, and I'll be giving my reviews of Fantastic Four and Superman, so please look forward to that. In the meantime, I've been your host, Kat Bailey. We'll see you again next week. And until then, for Nadia, Eric, myself, thanks for listening, and happy adventuring.